Juggle, juggle.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's main event.
Where's the Friday?
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious...
On this blessed Friday, let us give thanks.
So, another Friday is upon us.
WTF, welcome to Where's the Friday? I'm Rob Birdsey. This morning we had some things going on, but we're on the air now. A couple of people are sick, and so instead I have Braden Lamar sitting in with me today. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Rolling with the punches, as you know.
Nice. Thank you for having me. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I appreciate you coming up and chatting with us. This is obviously going to be cut pretty short, but I just wanted to get you in. We'll let the people know all about you a bit, and then we'll bring you back and do some more.
Definitely. Awesome.
So
Thank you.
what do you do down in the men's basketball team?
I am the graduate assistant. I just came this year. So I used to play for Coach Jeter at Western Illinois, and I met him while he was at UNLV. I'm from Vegas, so yeah, I'm just a graduate assistant trying to get my foot in the door coaching. Just finished my basketball career, and I'm really excited to see how this goes this year.
Cool. So you're building your repertoire up to become a coach yourself, huh?
Definitely, and that's always been my dream. And having played for Coach Jeter, I kind of understand how everything works, and I trust him, and his resume speaks for itself. So yeah, I'm just really excited to get to learn from somebody that's so good at what they do and so knowledgeable.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. When did your journey with Coach Jeter start?
So I actually went to high school with his son, who's on the team, Little Robert Jeter IV is his official name. But yeah, we were good friends. We played on the same teams at Bishop Gorman High School in Vegas, and I kind of just maintained my relationship with his dad and him when they moved to Minnesota, when Coach took the job at Minnesota. And then after my senior year of high school, he got that job at Western Illinois, and he gave me a call, and there was no coach I'd rather play for. So.
Move your mic closer to you. Apparently, we're not getting a good read there. There you go. Yeah, these are very sensitive. Like
Okay.
the bubbles, like you got to be basically eating it.
Okay. Sounds good.
So you had a great rapport with these guys. Did you grow up in Vegas?
I did. I grew up mostly in Vegas, moved to Miami for a few years for my dad's job, and then came back. So, yeah, mostly Vegas, though. I'd say majority of my life was in Vegas.
Cool. When did you start basketball?
Ooh, I might have been 4 years old, 3 years old.
Seriously, you were
But at the time,
into
I
it.
played a few sports. I played baseball and football, but I think come my freshman year of high school, I stopped playing football, and then I just kind of focused on basketball full time.
Right. Oh, that's pretty cool, huh? So how old were you when you went to Miami?
It was 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. I don't remember what age. I just remember it was when LeBron was playing with the Heat. So it was a good time to go there.
That's
it was a good
perfect.
Time to go there. So
Yeah.
it was fun.
You
A
guys
lot
got
of
to
fun.
catch some games?
I caught a few actually.
Nice.
My dad and I would go to saw some pretty memorable ones. I saw the Dark Knight game when LeBron was wearing that like carbon fiber face mask. I was
Yeah.
at that game. That was pretty cool. So,
Sick. That's That's pretty. It's pretty wild. I mean, let's talk about Miami for 2 seconds, right? Miami is a place. It's just different. Everybody there is so beautiful looking. They're all healthy. It just like I just want to fit in, but I'm a little rounded. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I was driving a truck at the time, and I just felt like if there's a place I want to live here because it would inspire me to be thinner and healthier, and the people just are immaculate. You know, the food is phenomenal. Food is so good down there.
Oh yeah, my dad he's Cuban, so his whole family lives there, and We'll go to family reunions, eat the good Cuban food and
Oh,
all
man.
that, and it's unmatched. It's
So
unmatched.
good. It's
I
so
love it
good.
over there.
Yeah, I agree. So you enjoyed that, like going from Miami back to Vegas. That's a bit of a kick in the mouth, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, but I mean, I had good friends in Vegas, and I always loved Vegas. I love the outdoors. I love being in the mountains and the desert, and
Yeah.
I drive a Jeep, so it kind of works out. And you know, just going back and knowing I was going to a prestigious school, sports school like Bishop Gorman, who's nationally ranked in a lot of sports. I knew I would have a good opportunity to progress my athletic career. So I really was just finding the positives in it. I was pretty excited to move back. I've always been a pretty easygoing, go with the flow kind of guy. So not
Nice.
a big deal.
Okay, I think that's a good thing to have, especially with the arena that you're stepping into. That
yeah.
is not easy, man. Yeah, you got pressure everywhere, and from like I don't know nothing about it, so you know, cut me some slack. But from what I've learned so far, coaches move so many times over, and it's so easy just to be cut and gone.
Definitely.
That's gonna be tricky.
For sure. I'm, as you know, just getting into it. This is my first year on staff, but I've seen it with so many coaches, and I mean, you could see it
Yeah.
on Coach Jeter's resume, how many different places he's been to. It's one of those businesses where you always have to. It's performance based. You know, you
Yeah.
always want to win as many games as possible, and just go from there. So just worrying about it day to day, just worry one day at a time, just one win at a time is kind of how
Yeah.
I would think we would look at it.
Yeah, rock on. Going into when you come back to Vegas, leaving Vegas, going to Miami, and coming back to Vegas, did you being away from friends? I'm sure that gave you some quiet times and things like that, right?
Definitely. I've always been a people person.
Yeah.
So making friends was never an issue to me, but just being around people has always been kind of where I feel most comfortable. So at times it was kind of weird, but as I said, I've always kind of just like rolled with things, gone with the flow. So I mean, when I heard we were moving back, I was like, that's fine, no problem.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And then work ethic. When did you ramp up in basketball at a young age? When did you realize that this is going to be all or nothing for you?
I would say around first, second grade is when I really started working hard. I've always been one of those kids who wants to outwork everybody else. I've always said there's a lot of things you can control and can't control, and like some of the things you can control one of the things would be work ethic, how hard you work. I don't like to let anyone outwork me. And my parents kind of taught me that at a young age. So I would say probably like first, second grade. And I knew basketball was my favorite growing up. Well, even though I was playing other sports, I knew at some point like that would be it. So I would say really early.
That's really good. I mean, you got the height for it too, so that made sense.
Yeah, definitely.
You're tall. What's your height?
I'm 6'5".
6'5". Man, that's amazing. I always dreamt about being 6. And I got 5'10". I say 5'10". I'm like 5'9 and 3/4 or something. I was like, I'll do 5'10". You know what I mean? And it's just like, I got one of those hanging upside down deals. I'm like, if I just stretch this out, you know, can I
One
go
of
pro?
the inversion
The
tables.
inversion tables. Yeah.
Definitely.
So I've tried everything. Didn't work. So it's like bugger. No, it's a fun thing. For you to find a sport. I never had a father that would push me in anything. You know, my parents were kind of somewhat absent with what they were doing in life, and I always dreamt about having that scenario. You know, like what you've probably gone through. You and your dad seem very, very bonded, and I think that's a valuable connection to have. You've met my little boys, right?
I have.
And I put them into everything. Yeah, but by the end of a Friday, the weekend hits. They look at me and I'm just like, you guys enjoy it. You've worked for it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And they're doing lots of video games and stuff. I still kick them a little bit here to do other things. We go hikes and stuff, but they enjoy their time to themselves. At the same token, though, man, I have them working well, and we get along so well. Like, there's no. Did you find that growing up too? Like, the more communication that you have with your parents. Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have an older brother. He was a baseball player though.
Oh, sick.
He played baseball
Nice.
at University of San Francisco.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I do feel like I really did benefit off my parents. My mom pushed me really hard, but always in a healthy way. I never thought it was too much. I never was upset about anything. At the end of the day, it was always what we wanted to do, but she and my dad as well would push us to do as much as possible. I think that's why they had us play multiple sports, because at the end of the day, when you play multiple sports and then you choose one, it kind of helps you that you played those
Solidify
other
it.
sports, just athletically, and I mean, you get a little bit out of different sports. So like,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of my hand-eye coordination came from baseball. A lot of my coordination with my feet came from basketball, and I feel like it all kind of pieced together
Nice.
with basketball from how much they pushed me to do multiple things.
Yeah, and you did football too. I'm sure that's hand and eye, and as well as with your feet. With football, you're all over the place with that. Yeah,
Definitely.
helps. Yeah, no, I do
sure.
the same. I push my boys in everywhere. They're short like me, so I'm sure they're not going to be basketball players, but they still love it. Like, you know, where we live, we we live in a little tiny RV. No joke, man. I just made everything so it's so simple, so I could have the opportunity to go to school and it wouldn't cost me a fortune.
Awesome.
And I mean, it's a big RV. I won't say it's small, but it's big as a small space. But I moved it forward so we could have a little basketball ring at the back. You know, they got a little
Nice.
tiny grass area. You know, when they were turfing the football field, I grabbed some of that turf, put it down. Then we got a little soccer area. You know what I mean?
Cool.
So I work it as best I can for my boys. But I have them in. They do jiu-jitsu 4 days a week. They're doing soccer at the moment, which is just about to finish up, and they play piano, and they also do ninja class. So they're using themselves for agility. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do the same. Like I have no skin in the game as far as what I want them to do. I just want them to be able to know that they can handle themselves and they can understand their body better. You know?
Awesome.
I think that's valuable, right?
Definitely, and that's exactly kind of how I came up with my parents and my family, and same
Yeah.
with my brother. We just did as many things as possible just to gain those skills and those life skills and social skills, and then when you get to that age where it's time to pick one that you want to use to benefit you in life, my brother and I both made that choice. His was baseball, mine was basketball, but I think we're both really grateful for how we
Yeah.
were pushed into different realms.
And you both achieved it at high levels too, right? Like he went to college for that too.
Mm-hmm. We were both
That's
Division
amazing.
I athletes, so I mean, it was really worth it. It felt really good for me to not have to have my parents worrying about paying for college or me
man.
having to worry about loans or any of that. That felt really good. Just kind of felt like all that paid off, everything.
I like that.
Childhood.
Have you gone any through hard times through life? Anything that really broke you in ways, or do you think it was more the sports that got you onto the path that you're at?
I would say sports, but I went through a pretty bad injury my sophomore year of college. I tore my ACL and then had a really botched surgery that led to 2 more surgeries, and it was rough. Coach Jeter was my coach at the time, so he could tell you all about it. I think that's the closest I've been to being broken, but
Yeah.
I've always thought like of myself as somebody who won't be broken. I really pride myself on how strong I am mentally.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, you can be the strongest person in the world. The universe or God or whatever you want to say has a way of showing you how to be humble.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean, so like I'm sure there's moments through that you know. How long were you out for?
Ooh, close to 2 years, I would
Done.
say.
See, that's 2 years, man. I mean, sure. And by the time you're coming back after, especially it's kind of nice to have that luxury of repairing, even though you'd rather play. But to take that right amount of time to get yourself right, you come back super strong, right?
Definitely, I did. I don't know how most ACL recoveries are for people, but I actually came back. I felt like I was jumping a little higher than I
Done.
was.
Yeah, tighten it up a bit in there, got you going a bit better.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that. And I think that's what I tell people. Like even my boys, whenever they go through something, an injury or whatever, so I give it the rest that it needs now, and then we'll rehabilitate it. You know what I mean? And we'll slowly do some workouts, or I'll slowly work with them a little bit.
Exactly.
And it's kind of fun. It's fun to see their minds wrap around it. It's like I'm like really getting in there and trying to program them the best I can, just so they can be the same, so they can strive for as best whatever they want. Really,
Exactly.
that's what I'm going for.
Awesome.
So that's great. We're just about out. I'm definitely going to bring you back. You're a great chat. So I'm sorry
Thank
for
you.
such a
Appreciate
short time of it. Is there anything you would like to say to people? Is there anything that you would like to get out there?
Not really. Just come watch Thunderbirds basketball this year.
Yeah.
We should be a pretty exciting team.
You guys got a great lineup going on, huh?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of depth, a lot of talent. We're excited.
Yeah. And one last question: what makes the difference?
I think defense and communication. I think Coach Jeter is a very, very adamant not defensive minded, but he loves his defense. And I think if the players fully buy in and fully believe that what he does is right, as he's proven time and time again that it is, I think we'll win a lot of games.
Yeah.
And I think as long as we communicate and keep that team aspect of things, we're going to be great.
Yeah, we should talk about that when you come back, but just like what you've seen Coach Jeter do, and it seems like you got some knowledge right there.
Oh
huh?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, he's a great coach.
No, I hear nothing but great things, and I've met him a couple times, and he seems like a very humble, very open, willing person.
Definitely.
I think that's just so beautiful.
Definitely, he's fun to work for, and not one of those people that's really difficult to work for. So it's a good time.
Yeah. Thanks, Braden. I appreciate you coming in, man.
Thank you so much for having
Yeah.
me. I appreciate you having me.
Cheers. We're gonna go. I'm just gonna put on some David Bowie.
Nice.
Yeah. That was awesome. Take these off. I need to kill that a little bit. We're still on the air, so just so you know, we're still going. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Such short notice. He literally came like that when no one showed up and no one told me people were sick. So that's a big
I was just sitting in the office.
That was
doing
awesome.
some homework, and
Tennessee was like, "Hey, get
you
up
want to
here."
do this? Sure. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
If you ever have a message or anything you want to get, bring it up. Let's talk about it.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I'm down for that.
For sure.
Thanks for coming in.
Well, thank you so much.
Cheers.